the day
Go ahead,
uh,
right.
okay, the day go the day go without raining, and sometimes they told the people tomorrow will heavy rain, uh, and really the day start with a heavy raining or rain, and most students absent from their schools. Some worker stayed at home, and the government gives this day a holiday because they told about training with the storm will be it will be a difficult day with this training. So people listened to their advice and stayed at home. In this day, every all of us be happy because stayed at home where it's a holiday day.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Dorota, would you like to answer that question?
Yes,
Do
I
you
could
trust
answer.
the,
Yes,
yeah,
about the weather
yeah,
forecast. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
generally, I believe the weather forecast I see on TV or on the news because they are predicted quite very good. I mean, I use mostly like I think a lot of people the app on my phone when I can check out when I can check it out all the time the weather forecast, and when I'm going and follow this directions, the tips of this weather forecast is exactly the weather I can read about it. So they predict very good. I mean, about Poland, of course, when the storm is coming on something not natural disaster, it's difficult to predict sometimes. But with normal kind of weather like we have every day, it's really not. It's very trustful, could say. So that's my opinion.
Okay.
Thanks.
We have Smile. Would you like to answer that question? Do you trust the weather forecast? Which weather forecast is the most accurate?
Yes, and as being a science student, or I think science is quite right to a greater extent. So we can believe in the meteorology and these things, but sometimes, of course, it's human. We really are not sure about it with the forecastings. That's why it's called as forecasting or the prediction. That it's not something sure. You just predict from the different kinds of signs that you get, the clouds, and I exactly don't know about the science of meteorology, but those different signs they give us an indication that which kind of weather we can have in the future. And this is, I think, something really useful for us as well, because let's say if somebody is arranging his or her with marriage, for example, marriage party, and he can check the weather before 1 month, and he can get the update that there may be rain or it may be hot or cool weather. So that is something useful as well. So I think that I can believe the meteorology and the weather forecasting up to 80%. There might be some like sometimes they may be mistaken, but that's normal because it's human being. So it's a great way. The weather forecasting is something great.
Okay, we have Irianka, I think. Okay, yeah, welcome here. We will give the chance to Mr. Rahul from Mexico. Would you like to answer that question?
Yes. Yeah, for me, I appreciate a lot the technology and the science, and the two are in telephone and in television. I usually use two sources for predict the weather. One, I turn on the TV and And in my TV, I have the application AccuWeather. And for me, I usually check the weather in this application AccuWeather. And the other one is I have an iPhone, and I check the prediction of weather, the forecast. I check the forecast and the application of uh, uh, climate or weather. And for me, both sources are very good. Uh, Also, when I uh, go to when I travel to a certain place, I usually check in internet um, the forecast uh, for the forecast that will be in 2 months. And every time I travel to another state, to another city, I check in internet the forecast. In the application of the cell phone, it don't have too much information about the future, only about 15 days. And internet, you obtain uh, the information about 2 months ahead. It, I appreciate a lot the technology for check the forecast. That's all.
Okay, thank you. We have Rianka. Would you like to answer that question? Question is, there are two questions, I think. Do you describe your favorite type of weather? That is first question. Second question, do you trust the weather forecast? Which weather forecast is the most accurate? So now you can answer both questions. Question number one, describe your favorite type of weather. Question number two, do you trust the weather forecast? Which weather forecast is the most accurate?
So about my favorite weather, maybe it's nearby 25 degree. It's not hot, not cold, and maybe not too sunny and not too cloudy. So it's something like that. But unfortunately, where I live, this weather is not um, not like this. So at this time we have winter in Poland. In Poland, it's nearby, I don't know, 0 degree. How I figure out. I can use some information about temperature because I tend to think that it's not really true information. How I figure out in only in 3 days we may have really truly information about temperature or weather in some regions that we need. Sometimes I use some Google's information about temperature, but it's really not true.
Okay, thank you. We can move on. We can move on to next question. I think question number 3. I'll share the question right now. Do you feel different because of weather? How do different type of weather affect your emotion? This is the question. Do you feel different because of weather? How do different type of weather affect your emotion? I think we will start with Niveen. Niveen, would you like
Yeah,
to answer that question?
okay. Do you feel different? Do you feel different because whether how do you right? How do you different types? How do you feel different with the weather?
Yeah.
Um, About me, no, I don't feel different. We receive the different type of weather with a good emotion. That about myself. Some people feel unhappy with a hot weather, and the other feel unhappy too with a cold weather. Um, but about myself, I always in a hot weather I make a cold fruit drink uh, and with the hot weather. And in winter, I turn on heater and stayed at home or sometimes stayed in bed, call friends, family, like this. So, so the different weather I feel I receive that with a nice emotion.
Okay. Right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We have Dorota. Would you like to answer that question?
Yes, I would like. Thank you. I think that, I mean, I can only speak about my country. So in my country, I think the weather affected the weather has impact towards people's way of thinking or mind or just mood. Because when there is no sun, and we don't have really as much sun as in other countries, really. So when it's cloudy, the people are more depressed because the sun is life. So when it's sunny, everyone wants to leave and everybody are happy and so and so. But when it's cloudy, it's rainy, it's foggy, it's really not good. And especially now in the winter, we actually have only maybe 6 hours during the day when it's bright, when there is no when it's sun, could be sun. But today was sunny actually, but only 5 hours. So the rest of the hours of the day it's dark. So it's also has got a big impact to people way of thinking and especially mood. So that's, I think that, yeah, it's there is connection between. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, actually, as far as I am concerned, actually, I feel, I am living in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a tropical country. We will get sunlight throughout the year, but sometime during rainy season, we also have a problem with sunlight. We don't get sunlight as throughout the day. Sometime we may have a period, dark period. I like particularly sunny weather. I don't like rainy weather because rainy weather it is very difficult for us to. Life will be very much difficult during rainy season. I prefer to have sunny weather and enjoy
Me too.
in outside. But here, when it come to sunny weather, the temperature is quite high. I think more than 30, 35, maybe sometime. That is the problem. Yeah. We will move on to Mr. Rahul. Rahul, would you like to answer a question? That question, do you
Yes,
feel different because of weather?
yes. I think the weather is very related to the emotions.
Mm.
When we saw the sun, even in poems, uh, the sun is happiness, tends to happiness, and the raining and the cloudy weather dies to sadness. And I think the weather affecting your an emotion. Do you know in countries with cold weather, uh, the rate of suicides are greater than uh, the sunny weather countries. I think the weather is very related to the emotion. We live for the sun, and without sun, we die. That is my opinion about this topic or this question.
Okay. We can move on to next speaker. Smile, are you there? Smile. Okay. We can move on to Yanka. Yanka, would you like to answer that question? Yanka, raise you. Please turn on your microphone and speak.
Mm, it's for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Question is, do you know
So
the question?
yeah, I
Do you
know the
feel,
question. So
yeah, do
yeah.
you feel different because of weather? How do different type of weather affect your emotions?
So, on the one hand, the weather influence for me because I don't like winter, and I became frozen at the street, and my skin became too dry and something like allergy. And it really influenced for me and make me to depression. But on the other hand, we received some different type of weather, and when another type of weather came to our country, it became too impressive for us, and we really have have fun from this type of weather. For example, if after winter became spring, it will be more hot temperature, and our mood became better, and we feel better. So uh, in the so it's how I concerned this issue, this topic. Uh, so uh, as far as I'm concerned, that if we have good company or some activity, the weather don't influence for us, and maybe weather is not what influence for our mood or our I don't know, possibility or our body. Maybe maybe it's all that I want to say.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, shall we move on to next question? Next question is, how do you deal with rain? Do you use an umbrella or raincoat or just ignore it? Miss Niveen, would you like to answer that question?
Okay. Um, how do you feel with the rain? Do you use an umbrella or raincoat or just ignore it? In fact, the rain isn't more as in the past. When it rain, we all happy because it's raining and watching it from the window and ask Allah about everything. We hope, as in our religion, the sky is open and water of rain is wonderful, and raise our hands to touch raining, and the raining isn't all places, and we call best friend or family, ask them, is there raining? Their answer may be yes, maybe no. And the next questions about if I use umbrella when I go out. Yes, sure. When I go, I will be ready to have an umbrella with my bag. If it's raining, I will use. I like to use an umbrella.
Okay, thank you. We have Dorota. Would you like to answer that question? How do you
Yes.
deal with rain? Yes.
Generally we use during rainy weather, we are using umbrella, not raincoat, because our rain is very heavy, and with raincoat you can't do anything. So it's better. Umbrella is much better, but it must be strong one, strong umbrella against the rain. And it's mostly because of the climate, because our rain is very it's not like in other countries, like probably in your country, that the rain is warm. It's really very cold. So we try to avoid rain as much as we can, and that's why we use umbrella mostly. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Rahul, would you like to answer that question? How do you deal with rain?
Well, with the weather, when the weather is rainy, I have two things that I can live without. In my car, I have a raincoat and an umbrella because sometimes I never get out that things from my car because you never know when the weather changes or when it's going to rain. So I often have those two things in the trunk of my car for random things that happen with the weather. That is the way that I deal with the weather, with the rainy weather.
Priyanka, would you like to answer that question? Question
So I
is, yeah, whether
yeah,
uh,
about
how do
umbrella.
you feel? Yeah, how do you deal with rain? Do you use an umbrella or raincoat, or just ignore it?
If I, if I have umbrella, I use it. I don't have raincoat, so umbrella is only that I can use. If I don't have umbrella, I became too sad if raining is too heavy, and I became too wet. So it's the reason that I use umbrella. And in Poland, umbrella is more really is more useful than raincoat because raining is too heavy and not stop too quickly. So it's my answer.
Right. We have do. Who is this do? If you can please turn on your a microphone and your camera. I think this is your first time.
Okay, okay. I must apologize. Yes, of course. I must apologize because I tried to turn on my camera, but it doesn't matter. But it's isn't working now. I don't exactly what's happened.
Uh-huh.
Hello,
You are Mister.
can
You
you
are
hear?
Mister.
Yes, of
Yes, I
course.
can
I'm
hear
from
your
Thailand.
voice. From
I'm
where?
from Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
Thailand.
Thailand. Okay. Your
Have you
name,
ever been
please?
there before?
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud
Okay.
from Thailand.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for joining this meeting. Today's topic is weather. We discuss a few questions connected to weather and vocabulary related to weather. So today we will move on to next question. So I would like to ask few question from you. First question is describe your favorite type of weather. Describe your favorite type of weather. And then
Okay,
second question
I
also I would like to ask, do you trust the weather forecast? Which weather forecast is the
okay.
most accurate?
I would like to get I would like to be not neither both neither hot or not cold. Because if I put my weight in something, if I need to endurance, both about unbalanced, the better, or the better is to be terrible, terrible, or to be unhealthy. Sometimes if I okay, it's awful. I cannot put up with, or I try to steer clear of for this. For me, I relies on the forecast weather, but not all the times. Sometimes the forecast weather is unpredictable or is misleading, so it makes me get confused occasionally. Okay, I'm done now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, we can move on to, I think we can move on to next question. Have you been caught with the wrong clothing for weather condition? What happened? I think it is your personal experience. Have you been caught with the wrong clothing for weather condition? What happened? Niveed, would you like to answer that question?
Yes,
Do you
number
have any
5.
experience like that? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Have you been caught with the wrong clothing for the weather condition? What happened? Yes, I have been caught with the wrong clothing sometimes. I don't think about raining in this or that day. So suddenly it is raining. If I walk in the street, put my hand on my head or my bag or stop behind any shop under shop's umbrella is their shop's umbrella until the rain the raining or the rain stop or became low. uh, but sometimes we feel this day will be raining, so I put I put umbrella with my bag or some cat. But we like raining. We like as children. When we saw raining, we will happy and running, telephone my friends, like this.
Okay, thank you. Irna, would you like to comment on that? Have you ever been caught with the wrong clothing for the weather condition? What happened? Do you have any
Uh,
experience like that?
yeah, exactly. I have experience in this area because here the weather is too changeable. So I couldn't figure out how I should to wear it. So I need to use something like first a t-shirt, that shirt, that something like jacket or before it's sweater. And during the day, I put on the sweater or jacket, and in the evening, I wear it because it became too cold. So it's it's my rules in Poland how I can wear it myself. But I have some problem with shoes because here it's raining, and if I put on shoes that became wet on the raining, it's too uncomfortable all the day. So if I don't know that raining will be. I have problem with my legs. It's my
Okay,
problem.
okay,
Not maybe not clothes. It's shoes.
okay, thank you. Right, we have Rahul. Would you like to answer question? Have you been caught with the wrong clothing for weather conditions? What happened? Do you have any experience like that?
Yes, I caught many times. Here in my state, the weather is very unstable. You woke up in cold and
Mm-hmm.
and sleep in the night. And in the morning is during the day the weather is very hot,
Mm-hmm.
or sometimes it's very cold, and in the afternoon it's very hot,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very unstable, the weather. So you wake up in the morning, you go to the work with coat, jacket, sweaters, and in the afternoon you don't have any of these things because the weather is too cold. The weather changes a lot here in my region. Uh, uh, it's like desert weather, hot in the morning and cold in the night. Sometimes, very often happens. That's the reason, because many times I got with the wrong clothes for the weather. That's
We have next question. Do you worry about climate change? I think it is a very important question. Climate change is a big issue, when it comes to environmental protection concern. Now we are facing a lot of difficulties because of the climate change and environmental pollution. Those areas are interconnected, and we as citizen in this planet Earth face a lot of difficulties because of the climate change. So, the question is, do you worry about climate change? How serious are the Earth environmental problem? So, I think you can answer this question with example. I think. Yeah, who will start? Yeah, Niveen, would you like to answer that question?
Okay. Number six, do you worry about climate change? How serious are Earth's environmental problems? I will answer the question. The first in this question. Do you really about climate change? No, I don't worry about climate change. Uh, we really wait for the next season when in a summer months we ask ourselves ourselves what the winter will come, and when we if when and if we in the winter months we ask ourselves what is the summer is come. But we deal with in climate change in the accurate time. We like all seasons, summer, winter, spring, autumn. We prepare clothing if the we prepare clothing with a summer month. We prepare clothing with a winter month. But about the series of Earth's environmental problems, I think it's a very public problem of the world about environmental problems. I don't busy my mind about this. Uh, I live with the weather in this time. That's all.
Rahul, would you like to answer that question? Do you worry about climate change? How serious are the Earth environmental problems? Rahul, are you there?
Excuse me. Okay, yes, I worry about the climate change because the season are changing a lot. For instance, in here in my country now is winter, but we are in a cold temperature, and the environmental problems causing catastrophe in certain region. For example, here in Mexico, we had a catastrophe in Acapulco. There was a hurricane a few months ago, and I think that is causing because the environmental problems. Many things that we do, that the humanity do, affect the season, the climate, and causing that catastrophes in different regions of the world. That is the answer to the question.
We have Iriana, would you like to answer that question?
Yep. Thank you. So, what about me? I don't worry about climate because I tend to think that if I only worry about it, it's not effect for climate. How I figure out all the firms or a company need to develop some products that spend less electricity or less resources and became very effective for us with too smaller energy that they need. For example, my company where I work, it's Electrolux company. We have some devices or appliances that use too small energy and became very I don't know how it will be. Became better for our clients because it more ecological too. So as for me, I, for example, don't eat meat, so maybe it's have influence for this crisis too, and time to time couldn't use plastic that have some had some that influence of with pollution for our climate. Yeah, it's my answer for it, this problem.
Okay. Actually, I
Not
think I am really worried about climate change. Climate change is a big issue because of environmental pollution. Now carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere rising. Because of that, carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, global warming will happen. Because of that, as a result of that, it is predicted that there will be a rising level of sea. Certain island like Maldives, actually it is very close to Sri Lanka, will submerge under the sea because of the heavy high level of high rise of sea level. Not only that, there may be a problem with seasons in climatic condition, especially people living in temperate areas. Uh, there are 4 seasons. Sometimes there may be a differences or variation in these seasons because of this environmental pollution and climatic condition. So there may be a drought, maybe sometime heavy rain, and it will lead to flooding, flash flooding like that. So I think I we can't predict exactly what will happen, but I am very serious. I have serious concern regarding climatic changes. So if we are continuously destroy our planet Earth, no longer we will be able to have a safe environment in every region of the world. That is my real concern. Let move on to next question. Which region of your country has the best weather? What is it like there? I'll share the question. Rahul, would you like to answer that question first? Which region of your country has the best weather?
Okay,
What is,
for me,
yeah.
the best region in Mexico that has the good weather is the region of the south, Cancun, Quintana Roo, Yucatan. The weather there is very warm. The beach, the tropical climate. For me, it's, I usually try to travel to there at least one time per year, because here in my region is not bad, but the weather is very unusual or extreme, hot, cold, or very hot, and there the weather is very there in that in Yucatan, Quintana Roo, the weather is very stable. It's not unstable like in my state or in my region. I think the best weather is in the close to the beach, close to the sea. Thanks.
Okay, right. Niveen, would you like to answer that question?
Okay. Which region of your country has the best weather? What is like the really uh, many people in summer. What is the best region? Oh, um, the best region of my country. The best region number 7. Region of
Yeah,
my
go
country.
ahead. You are correct. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, as the best region of my country has the best weather with uh, I think my best region of my country, uh, every town has a beach or sea in summer. The weather will be funny and nice, but with winter very difficult because the rain be heavy and maybe every day. So all people in summer go to spend a week or two with their family to smell a nice air and enjoy swimming in the sea and take photos and share them on media to show their friends. They enjoy swimming in the sea with wonderful beaches, and this depend on is a person rich or low. For example, many some region like Alexandria, North Coast, and Ismailia, and every town on the sea on Mediterranean Sea.
Right. Okay. Now, would you like to answer that question? Which region of your country has the best weather? What is it like there?
Uh, so about my country, the best weather in Crimea, but this time it's not my country. Crimea because it's too warm climate. There is too warm climate. In summer, it's not above 25 or 30 degree. In the winter, is not too cold. Nearby, I don't know, +5 degree. So for me, is the best region in my country. So, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, as far as in Sri Lanka concerned, you know, we have different type of weather. In small, even though Sri Lanka being a small island, we have different type of weather. In the north and southern part, certain area of southern part, you know, we have dry weather. In the middle, we have mostly wet season, you know, wet weather. That means throughout the year we will get rain. Then there is a area called Nuvareli and Bandareville. We have temperature very similar to England. So most of the time their temperature will be 20 to 25 in the daytime. So I think in that area, the weather is ideal. But rest of the other area, others region, there may be quite different weather condition. That is, I can say. So we can move on to next question. The sun can be dangerous. Do you burn easily? You know that sometime, you know, because of the rays of sun, we may have problem with our skin. We may have sunburn. Sometimes doctors prescribe certain medication or sun cream in order to protect our sun. So this is the question regarding that. The sun can be dangerous. Do you burn easily? Have you ever been seriously sunburned? I think Niveen, would you like to answer that question?
Okay. The sun can be dangerous. Do you burn easily? Have
Mhm.
you ever been seriously sunburned? Yes, sure. In summer, yes, with summer sometimes be dangerous. So sometimes we use sun care or sunblock and make visiting or anything we wanted to do in the morning or in the evening. Uh, or if we have to go with the sun, we use umbrella or hat or cap like this because the sun some months sun be very hot at we have to has a water cold water with us and some things to care about the sun dangerous.
Okay. Mm. Who will answer that question?
Maybe me because I have to go have another lesson. So about the sun, I tend to think that it's too dangerous for me. It's dangerous really because my skin is too pale, so I burn easily, and my skin became red, and after that became the pale too. So it's my problem, and I don't take a sunbath. So thank you for your time. Thanks for your invitation, and have a great evening. Bye.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you can join next Friday also. We will also have only one question. Right after that, we will also have finish we will also have to finish our program. So, Rahul, would you like to answer that question? Sunburn.
Yeah,
Do you have any experience of sunburn?
yes, mostly of the time when I went to the beach, I been burned. I've been burned by the sun. Uh, uh, so I usually use some blocker to
Mm-hmm.
not to not suffer from that disease. Even when I don't go to the beach, sometimes here in my region I wear a big hat, or I put sunblock
Mm-hmm.
because I don't feel very well when the sun is very hot, and I usually use that things, the sunblockers and a big hat, like Mexican hat.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's all.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I think this is the final question for the today's meeting. What occupation are most affected by weather? Do you know anyone doing any of these job? Niveen, would you like to answer that question? Final question for the today meeting.
Yes,
Niveen? Yeah.
yes, yes. Uh, what occupation are most affected by weather? Do you know
Yeah.
anyone doing any of this? Yes, I think the most occupation are those work in the street, like engineering, uh, when they design some building, farmers,
Mm-hmm.
although farmers like working in the early morning, and
Mm-hmm.
workers who work to clean streets, and some seller who go with their cars to pay fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Uh, Rahul, would you like to answer that question? What occupation are the most affected by weather? Do you know anyone
Yes,
doing any
yeah,
of these jobs?
any work that works outside suffer or is affected by the weather. For example, work constructor, police officers, transit officers, and they have to be in the streets or in buildings, and they are affected by the weather. I Years ago I worked as a topographer, and I was work in forest region, and I work from morning until night, and I be affected by the weather in that period of time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's mhm.
All right. Thank you. I think time is almost finished. We will start a little bit late. However, we could finish the basic question. I think if you want more, I think there are other questions in the list. You can go through and answer those questions. You can prepare answer for that also and share to our WhatsApp group and Facebook page your answer. Thank you very much for joining this meeting. Today's topic was, weather. I must thank Professor Dennis Parnell, who is the pioneer in International English Cafe and Busan University of Foreign Studies, which is, help us to get that Zoom link. So thank you very much once again. We will meet next Friday, 9 p.m. Sri Lankan time. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.
Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
Thank
day.
you.
See you again.
Thank you for
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
See ya.
you.